Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. I'm Lisa and I'm coming to you from Michigan. This is my YouTube channel where I share my knitting, crochet, cross stitch, whatever crafty thing I'm up to. And you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 72 Stitches. This is episode 305. Whoops, I got my coffee and my Swifty mug, peppermint mocha creamer. This was a gift, and I believe it's on Amazon. Look up Swifty mug. I'm sure you can find it. And today is Friday, May 2nd, 2025. We're in May. Wow. And it is 9:03 a.m. I have 3 finished objects and 2 whips, and spoiler alert, it is all socks. I am in full sock mode. I did not work on my jelly roll blanket this week. I decided it's hibernation time for my blankets. I've decided. So they are put away for now. Here. I love working on my blankets, but I can't in the summer. I just can't. So what else? I have the show notes right down there in the description box. Click the word more a couple times. Everything should drop down for you. If you watch me on an iPad or a computer of such, I know if you watch me on TV, there is a way where you can look at the comments. I don't know about like the show notes. I don't know how to do that, so don't ask me. My husband was like, wait, I'm like, you can look at comments on videos? How do you do that? He told me, but I forgot. Yes. So I will have links to what will I have down there? I will have links to Ravelry project pages. Actually, I don't think I have any because they're all socks. So that's a lie. I won't have that down there. I'll have links to bag shops, yarn shops, patterns. My reading and watching will be down there. I'll have my email, which is knitalltheyarnpodcast@gmail.com. Did I say my Ravelry group? I don't know if I did. My Ravelry group. My Ko-Fi, if you would like to donate. Is it Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi? I don't know what it is. One of those. And Knit All the Stripes has started. Have you guys cast on your Lisa yarn yet? Or any other socks? I guess not socks. Any other project with yarn? I mean, when I think of self-striping, I instantly go to socks, but you can knit whatever you want. So that started yesterday, May 1st, and it ends August 31st. It's hosted over in my Ravelry group. I have a cheddar thread and an FO thread open over there. What else? Whips are allowed. Any self-striping yarn. It could be indie dyed, commercial, any yarn. If you do not have any self-striping, you can use scraps. I just need to see stripes in your project. That's all I really care about. And what else? Knit or crochet. I think that's it. All the rules will be over there. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna set up a hashtag on Instagram because you can't follow tags anymore, and I hate that. That's really annoying. So I don't know if I'm going to have a hashtag. If you are knitting the Knitpicks Felici Lisa colorway and you're on Instagram, if you would like to tag me in your photo, maybe I'll share them in my stories. But other than that, I don't know. Yeah, Instagram is not good for following tags. I don't like that they stopped that rule. I don't like that. So I'm not gonna do a hashtag. But if somebody comes up with a hashtag and they'll use it, I guess whatever. Yeah, I think that's it. I told you I got my Finish objects and whips. Just thinking for a second. I think that's it. I have my window open so you can hear the birds. I love hearing all the birds. And you're probably going to hear cars. So, I don't know. There's a car. I feel like the cars always seem really loud in person, but when I watch the video, you can't even hear them. But hopefully you can still hear the little birdies. Yeah, I think that's it. This one might, I'm going to jinx myself, but I feel like this is going to be a short episode. I was trying to figure out yarn to show for my next cast on, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to cast on next. So I just spun my Felici wheel, and I'll show you that at the end. Because I missed my Felici last week, my Felici Friday. I missed it so bad, but we're all good now. Today's Felici Friday. Okay, finish objects. Number 1. Now, if you, pause before we get started here. I recorded a Stash Tale episode. I think it came out on Wednesday. So if you haven't watched it already, go check it out. I do have a link to the playlist for all of those because they're sprinkled in all of my videos. So I made a playlist for you if you would like to go check them out. And Stash Tales is my series where I'm sharing my grams in and out for each month, showing you all of the yarn that came in my stash and all of my finished objects and all the numbers. So if you are thinking you might want to check that out, go for it. That will be linked down below. I thought of that because I showed the next 2 pairs I showed on my Stash Tales, so they're going to be repeats if you've already watched that video, but here we are. I was able to finish these before I recorded the video. I love these. So this is Freckled Whimsy, Hogwarts Library. This was a Spells and Things club from March 2023. This is an old one. These are a gift. All of my socks are on US. I'm waiting for that car to go by, or truck, whatever it is. I think it's a bus. US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. I do 64 stitches, 15 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing. I believe on these ones I did 40 some rows. Maybe I did 50. I can never remember. Usually I just do it until I'm like, I think this is like 5.5 inches. I like to stop right at a stripe, so it might not be, it might be 42 rows, it might be 46, I don't know. And I use the mini for the heels and toes. They match. Love these. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Just a vanilla sock. I do have the pattern linked down below. Love that. And this is pair 28 for 2025. And I started these May 21st and finished them May 26th. They were pretty quick. Probably because the legs are a lot shorter than mine. But there we are, pair number 1. And then these were a bonus. When is the 26th? Was that Saturday? I think that was Saturday. So I finished those Saturday. And then I decided to work on these. And I finished these. I think I finished these on Monday. So I was like, all right, we have an extra pair for the Stash Tales. I think at that point I was like, this was the only sock I had on my needles. And I didn't want to cast on anything because I had my Night Owl fiber socks. Actually, no, I don't know what I'm talking about because I have another pair that I have to show you. So I don't know. I didn't want to cast on. At that point, I didn't want to cast on a bunch. So I'm like, these ones are almost done. Let's finish these. So I did. This is Purple Circle Yarn Co. Advent from 2024. Days 9 through 16. And I just, the toes and the heels, I use the same color. I just flip-flopped them. But the rest I just kind of sprinkled. I just flipped them around. So yeah, these are also a gift. These are pair 29. And I started these. Oh, I flipped my page. I shouldn't have flipped it yet. I started these April 13th and finished them April 28th. So it felt good to be able to finish these in the month I cast them on. I was only working on these on Sundays. And because I'm doing these for the, what is this called? The Instagram. The Easy Peasy Scrappy Sock Cal 25. Posted by Everything Shapes Us on Instagram. So this is pair number 1 of Scrappy Socks. Look at these. So I have, I already did colors 1 through 8. So now, and then these are 9 through 16. So I have 17 through 24 to do. I have them all wound up and all in baggies. So they're ready. I do not do anything special with my ends. Or for the jog. There is a jog in some of these colors. But they're so wild and crazy that you can't even really tell. And I weave them in at the very end. I don't do weave in as you go. I find that it's not as secure. Yes, it's easier, so you don't have to do it at the very end, but yeah, I don't mind weaving in ends. These ones weren't that bad because there's only 8 colors in each. I like to use a lot of color. If at some point, I will use more colors than this. 8 is like my limit. Because I like small, little stripy scraps. These are a little bit wider. I think I used about 20 rows-ish of each color. So we have big, wide stripes. So that is that. My feet are already falling asleep and it's only 13 minutes. Maybe I was sitting here a little bit longer before I recorded, getting my stuff together. Then we have a bonus pair. I can't believe that I finished these. I think these were the ones that I was like, I only have these on the needles. I don't want to cast anything else on because it's almost the end of the month. I'll have to cast on my Night Owl fiber socks soon and my Lisa socks. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna work on these. These were a whip last time. I think I just had a cuff done. I think I just had one cuff done. Oh, these are so good. I know I talked about these. Oh my word. Don't mind me, I'm just staring at them. And you guys can't see them. I gotta show the nice side. Look at this. I experimented with stripes on the leg. So I did 15 rounds of ribbing. I did 5 rows of this main color, 5 rows of all these stripes. And this is Knitpicks Stroll Pucker. And then the in-between stripes here, I did 3 rows. Now, I think I don't know. I mean, I think it looks all right. I feel like the pink stripes are too wide, but maybe 4 rows? Maybe it's fine. I don't know, I'm just picky maybe. I love them. So this is Beach Bum Yarns. This was the Advent from the full skein from the Advent of 2024. These are a gift. Amy had that Advent Happy Little Yarn. She had the Advent and she sent me the skein. And yeah, that pink. Oh, it's good. I was thinking about doing stripes on the toes, but I don't know. I think I just like the stripes on the leg. It makes it look more like a sporty sock. And this side, I did not do anything fancy with the jogs. I just didn't feel like it. Actually, I was so excited. I was going to try, and then I got too excited. I'm like, ooh, stripe, stripe, stripe. And then I'm like, oops, but that's fine. I don't think she cares. I did carry my yarn. I'll take one off the block here. I did carry my yarn in the inside. There we go. Less ends that way. So I did that. Yes. And the extra I'm gonna use for like for heels and toes. For like Scrappy socks. I am like so in the mood to just cast on all the Scrappy socks. You might see some soon. All right. I think that's it. Oh, that's pair number 30. Pair number 30, and I started these April 24th and finished them May 1st. These went by fast. And I did 50 rows total for the leg. So, yep. 64 stitches. I used Chiaogoo red lace needles, 32-inch. All right, now we're gonna go on to whips. Now we got a little story before we start this next whip. It's story time, okay? If you follow me on Instagram, you already know this story. But if you don't, let's talk about this. All right. This is Happy Little Yarn. I thought this was perfect bag for these socks. So I'm going to talk about the Knitpicks Felici Lisa colorway. So as you all know, last episode, I think I told you, I showed you the two skeins that they look like this, but not this color. And I'm like, I'm so excited to wind these up today. So I'm ready for Thursday. Wound up one. Okay, done. Easy peasy. I get the second one. And there's a knot. I'm like, okay, fine. There's can be knots in these. It happens. It happens. I'm like, fine, whatever. I'll figure it out. And then I was winding the rest of it. This is about, it's like almost half. So this part was on the outside of the cake that I could see of the ball here. On the inside, I don't know if you can tell, there's 3 blue stripes, and all of them are like almost white. Almost white. Now I've never had this happen before. I've had like slight discoloration, like one's saturated and one's like a little bit lighter, but this is like straight up white. I don't know if I can show you, but so I was a little annoyed. I mean, it happens. Can you see this? I don't know if I'm showing this very well. So I have what the color's supposed to be like. This blue right here. And then that. It is like almost white. I was like, I can't knit my sock in this. So then I counted how many stripes I usually do for one sock, and it was, I don't know if I have my notes on here. Do I have my notes? Ah, I do. I rewound one of the skeins to see how many stripes were in it. I don't know if it was this one, but it had 30 stripes in one skein. I don't know if that's common, but that's how much that one had. And I'm like, okay, I need 20 stripes for one sock. So I'm like, all right, I have extra. Cool. I wound up the one that's good here. And there was only 16. And I'm like, oh no. And then I'm thinking, well, I can take out, do a contrast color for heels, toes, and cuffs. And usually my cuff and my toes are 4 stripes each, or total. And I'm like, well, I don't know if that's, I don't remember my math, but wait. If I do 8, 16, yeah, that would be 16 stripes if I did it that way. And I'm like, okay, I can do it with just this. But I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to contact Knitpicks and say, hey, can you help me out? Because all of the other colors are fine. It's just that blue. I'll wind up the rest of it here. I was so bummed. And it's not just one stripe, it's like 3 of them. There's that right there. That is supposed to be blue. Look, that's white. So I contacted Knitpicks, and luckily this colorway is still in the shop. And I said, hey, can you help me out? And they said, yes, no problem. They shipped me 1 skein. And it came, what day did it come? It came on Wednesday. I contacted them right away on Friday. And they sent me an email saying, hey, we're gonna ship this. Monday they shipped it, and it was here on Wednesday, and I'm like, whew, that was cutting it pretty close. So please wind your yarn. If this happens again, like in one of my old colorways, or a new colorway that they don't have in the shop anymore, if they discontinue them, if I wind them up and whoop, my sticky note's falling off. Just a second. I'm gonna try not to, you might see my thumb a little bit. Maybe this isn't gonna work. I try to put the sticky note little thingy right there so that I can look at you and not at myself. But it's hard sometimes. So, what was I saying? If this happens again to a colorway, I will just take out the good part and put it in my scraps and chuck the rest if this happens again. I don't think I'm going to use this. I'll use this for my scrappy blankets because this part is fine. But yeah, right after that knot is when it got yucky. And I'm like, come on, Knitpicks. Come on. And they snuck it on the inside. Like, oh, they won't know. People know their yarn, guys. But anyway, they were nice about it. They sent me a whole new one free of charge. So thank you, Knitpicks, for doing that. So please, 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 I know these come in balls that you don't have to wind them up, but please, please, please. Save yourself the frustration later. Because if I knit my whole sock, and I would probably get to the toe or the foot, and I would notice that, and I would be so mad. I wouldn't want to finish the sock. I'd rip it out. So, cake up your yarn, please. Or if you don't have a ball winder, hand wind it. You just gotta look. You gotta look. If you're okay with this happening and you don't want to do that step, then I guess just go for it. But just, you know, run the risk of this happening. This has never happened to me before. I know Lindsay from Lazy Lemon Creations, she had a new colorway do this. So this, the one that I keep flashing, is a new one, so we'll see. Anyway, so that is my story. Wind your yarn, please. Wind your yarn. Wind it. I don't care if it's in a cake. If it's at a ball. Wind it. Wind it. Okay? All right. So that's that story. I got the yarn. I got it. I cast on. And this time I decided I don't want them to match. And of course the yarn when I caked it up, they matched. So I tore some out. But this is enough for my blanket. So it works out good. So I cast on. I got both of them on. This is how much I got done yesterday. Got the cuffs done. Decided to, and then like, what is it? 14 rows? Yep, 14 rows. Oh, I'm so excited. So I'm doing the tandem-y. And I don't know when I bought all these color. I bought this Lisa colorway like probably when I first saw it, when they first released it in the fall. Pretty sure. If not, really close to that. And the dye lots matched from the new ball that they sent me. Now sometimes I'm like, okay, that doesn't really matter because I've had matching dye lots like this one. This was matching dye lot to the one that I had, obviously. But the dye lots matched, and these look pretty good. So we are all good. I wound up that new skein as soon as I got it. We were all good. All the blue stripes were fine. So we're good to go. Yeah. So here we are. These are my Felichi socks. If you guys cast these on, let me know what you're making with it. I'm pretty sure probably everybody's making socks. I know Amy from Happy Little Yarn, she's making a hat. I think one of her enchanted evening caps. I'm fingering my yarn, so I can't wait to see that. Yeah, and I'm going to do the heels in this colorway. This is Mama Jess Knits. I think it's called Frankly Lisa, I believe. It says Lisa in the name, so we got to keep the Lisas together. And yeah, so I'm just going to do heels with this. I'm excited. Today's Felici Friday, so I'm going to work on these all day. After, you know, recording and cleaning up my mess and shoulders and all that stuff. I got one load of laundry that I need to deal with. And then I think I'm done. Then after I, you know, upload this and all that stuff, I'm going to be working on these the rest of the day. Alright, so that's a lot of talk about those. And I don't know how long the Knitpicks is having a sock yarn sale, and this is on sale. I already have all the colors, so I'm not going to be buying any. But I don't know when it ends. I know this is up on Monday, so check. But I don't know. I don't know if it's still going to be up or not. Alright, and then I got one more whip. This is Mountain State Stitches. This is my Night Owl Fibers color for May. What month are we in? I don't know. This is Spooky Fun 2023. This is more yarn that Amy sent me. I believe this is the last pair of her birthday socks, which works out good because I'll finish them. I'll be able to do my stash tails, and then I'll send these off to her, so you'll see them before I ship all of her birthday socks. I'm so excited for that box. Get ready, Amy. Box o' socks is coming your way. Her birthday's like at the end of June, so I got time to package them all up and stuff. So I just got the Caston Chiaogoo red lace needles, 64 stitches. I'll show you the cake. I don't have all the colors yet. I think this is a 7-stripe repeat. Got some fuzz on there. And then I know I'm gonna do heels in the mini. I don't know about toes. We'll see what happens when I get towards the end. but we got this nice bright orange. The orange that's in here, it's a little bit darker. So, yeah, these are my socks for my nano fiber socks for May. And I know I talked about, I had a coupon. So I'm doing these for her knit along, where you do a pair of socks a month with her yarn. They have to be adult socks. And what else? The leg has to be at least 3 inches. And what else? So you send her a picture, or you email her a picture when you're done. And then after 3 months, she sends you a coupon. And I can't waste a coupon, so I just bought one. I was thinking of one, but she didn't have it in her shop, so maybe I'll just wait and see if it comes back. I wanted the Happy, I think it's called Happy Camper. I'm not a camper, but, you know, it had lots of greens in it. Oh, we got some sirens. Yikes. Hopefully everybody's okay. Probably a car accident. Anyway, so she didn't have that in her shop, and I'm like, oh, that was the one I was thinking about. But she also had Little Pumpkin, and that's a very fall one, so I got that one. So you'll see that on my stash tales pretty soon for May. I shouldn't have bought it, but I had a coupon. Man. So I'm like, well, I used 3 and I only got 1, so I'm still decreasing the stash. Yes, what else? Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. I bought some yarn. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And that's all my whips. And all my finished objects. So I guess we'll talk about this yarn that I've been flashing already. I don't know what I'm going to use for contrast color for these. I like to do contrast for heels, but here is my next Caston. I don't know if I'm going to have these cast on or not. We'll see. If I'm just working on socks, I might have... Whenever I finish my Lisa socks is when I'm going to cast these on. I'm going to go back to my Felici Fridays, work on the socks the whole day. And then work on them in the evenings the rest of the week. So I have a app called Spin the Wheel, and I put all of my Felici colorway names in there, and I spin the wheel and I let it pick what color. Because I have a lot. I think I'm down to 56 balls of it. That seems like a lot, but I had close to 70 here after I bought all the new ones. So I don't know what color I'm going to do. I could do bear yarn for the heels. I don't know. I'll have to go through my stroll stash and just see what looks good next to it. But yeah, so I just let the wheel spin the wheel and let it pick my next color. So if I finish my Lisa socks, I might cast these on. Yeah. So that's all the yarn I got to show you. I am also going to cast on, I got my Freckled Whimsy Yarn of the Month Club for May. I'm not going to show it because I think I got mine really early compared to everybody else. So I don't know if everybody has it yet, so I don't want to spoil it. But that's my next cast on also with these. So those might be, you'll see them next week. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll go on to reading and watching now. And life stuff. Okay, reading. I'm still reading Harry Potter number 6. 6, which one is that? Half-Blood Prince, I believe. Reading that on my Kindle before I go to bed. I think I'm like 70, somewhere 70% done. So I'm almost there. I finished Glow of the Everflame. That is the, what is it, Kindred's Curse series. That book was so good. I read that really fast compared to the first one. I feel like it was like 2 weeks. It's good, it's good. I started the third one, Heat of the Everflame. That series is going to be deep dived on the Fantasy Fangirls podcast, which is on YouTube. Also Spotify, I think. But if you want to see video, go to YouTube. I always watch them on YouTube, but yeah, so I'm trying to listen to all those books. Doing those on audio. I forgot to say that. Before I start watching their episodes. Because they talk about all 3 books, even though they're focused on, you know, certain chapters. Stuff gets sprinkled in. I don't want to be spoiled, so yeah, I am reading that. I think those episodes start next week. So I'll only be like a couple episodes behind. So that's what I'm reading. Watching. My husband and I finished Black Mirror season 7 on Netflix. That one was good. I love that. I think there was only one that was like, it was kind of sad, but they were all pretty good. What else? We're still watching Voyager, Star Trek Voyager season 4 with the kiddos. I don't know if we're gonna watch any this weekend because we got a busy weekend, so probably not gonna be able to watch any. And then our Friday night movie was Godzilla. It's Godzilla and there's like X. It's not plus. Is that, it's not versus, is it? Because it would be VS. I don't know. It's Godzilla X King Kong, The New Empire, 2024. It's pretty good. Now I like the really, really old King Kong movies. And Godzilla movies. This one, it's okay. It's okay. This one is like more like, look at all of our special effects we can do. Yeah, I like the cheesy costumes from the black and white ones, but it's okay. So that's what we watched. I don't know what we're gonna watch tonight. We have 2 movies picked out: The Goonies and Planet of the Apes. We usually let my my youngest pick out the movies. We usually pick out some so that she can just like pick 2, because sometimes they're like, I want to watch that, and then it's like rated R, and I'm like, sorry, not doing rated R movies yet. I know you're like, she'll be 13 in August, so I'm like, yeah, well, we'll see. It depends on what it's rated R for. So yeah, we're gonna watch one of those, or maybe we'll pick something different. I don't know. I wouldn't mind watching Planet of the Apes. It's the old one. I don't know what it's from, but, and I've seen Goonies. I like that one too. So that's it for reading and watching. And that Godzilla movie is on Netflix. At least it was. I don't know. It might go bye-bye. I don't know. So, life stuff. I really don't have anything new. It's been kind of a chill week. You know, the teenage, what do you want to call it? Hormones. There was some fighting this week. It's okay. It's all right. Woo. So there's that. The weather was not that bad. There was a couple days where it was kind of warm, but it wasn't like 80s. It was like maybe 70 74 or something. It kind of got hot in the house, but after the sun went down, it cooled down in here, so not bad. We haven't had to turn our air conditioner on yet, but I feel like it's coming pretty soon. This is May. You might get some 80-degree days. We got some in April, so boo. I don't like winter, guys. You all know that if you've been here for a while. And I know I live in Michigan, which is, it doesn't get, compared to like Texas and Arizona, those people that live there, like, what are you complaining about? Is 90? That's like, that's what the lows are over here. I don't think I have anything else. I am going to go full sock mode. Scrappy socks. I don't know what I'm going to cast on a pair of Scrappy socks. Probably not going to do it this Sunday. I want to get back in the habit of having a scrappy pair of socks and just work on them on Sundays. This Sunday, it's not going to work. It's going to be busy. So maybe next Sunday, I'll cast on a pair and just work on them on Sundays. I think I did this in the past, and I was able to finish a pair of socks in 4 Sundays, if I remember correctly. We'll see. I'm not working on my blankets anymore, so yes, scrappy socks on Sundays. I want to get back to that. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope you're all joining in the Knit All the Stripes. Let me know what you're casting on, or what whip you're digging out, or if you have like a pile of socks or a pile of yarn that you want to get through the four months. I kind of want to do that over the summer. I know I had a basket and I just put all the yarn in it that I wanted to knit through the summer, and I really enjoyed that because it kept me, it made my decision a little bit easier on what to, cast on next. I need to make a couple more pairs of socks for my mom. I had finished 2, and then I have not knit her anymore. So I need to finish 2 more this summer, at least. I think I could do it. So yeah, if I ever get that basket together, I might wait a couple more weeks. Or maybe I'll just do it now. I don't know. What do you think? Should I just make a basket? I'm not going to put too much in it because I want to do scrappy socks and I want to keep doing my Felici. And since I spin my wheel for my Felici, I don't want to put them all in the basket. So maybe I'll go through and just pick out a few skeins. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll make a basket and put some stuff in it and work on it now through the end of the summer. We'll see. All right, I'm just rambling on now. We will end this. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them right down there. I do love reading those. I hope you're all doing well, and hopefully I will see you next week. Bye.